Coming up, one DACA recipient worried that the Supreme Court will decide. Erica Duvernay will bring us the latest.
Plus, a former president recently hospitalized for brain surgery. What put him there in the first place, we'll find out later in the newscast.
Looks like we'll be having partly cloudy skies and temperatures on the rise for this week. We have all those details straight ahead. UTRGV TV starts now.
Tomorrow, the legal fight of DACA will present itself before the Supreme Court.
The impact of DACA has touched many here in the Valley. Erica Duvernay is in the studio with more.
This battle is over. The DACA program has been going on between the two parties for years now. Many individuals here in the Valley are concerned with what will happen next. When the DACA recipient Leslie Mariela Vasquez Mexicano was told about the DACA program back in 2011, she felt relieved knowing there was an opportunity for her to stay.
I honestly don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I hope for the best.
UTRGV News spoke to attorney Alejandro San Miguel. He tells us that until a final decision is reached, new applications cannot be made, only renewals. The Supreme Court can make a final
to the community. The shelter is prepared to house at least 60 people, but are prepared for more people. Lieutenant Adolf Aguirre stated that they are prepared for people with coats, pillows, and blankets.
We feed them, clothe them, allow them to bathe, allow them to do laundry, so they can come and do all of those things here at this facility.
The Salvation Army is located at 1600 North 23rd Street. Shelter doors will open at 5 p.m. and stay open throughout the night.
We did see some dense fog last night, and we should be seeing some partly sunny skies coming up today. Let's see what we have going on. Let's take a look at the map. Today we have mid-80s during the day, mid-60s in the night. Tomorrow 84 with high winds, 85 on Thursday, 84 on Friday, 75 on Saturday, and we stick around the same temperatures on Sunday as well. Partly cloudy, sunny skies for the rest of the week. That wraps up your 7-day forecast. Salma, Greg, back to you.
In other news, 2 people died Sunday morning in New Jersey after losing control of the vehicle and crashed through a real estate building. The driver of the Porsche convertible was launched into the air and landed into the second-story building. 22-year-old driver Braden Demarian and passenger 23-year-old Daniel Foley were pronounced dead at the scene. No one was inside the building at the time of the crash, but it now said to be unsafe to enter. Authorities will continue to investigate. San Diego State University suspends 40 fraternities after a freshman was hospitalized following an event last week. A student allegedly attended a fraternity party at Phi Gamma Delta House on Wednesday night and was sent to the hospital the next morning to receive medical attention. University police responded to a 911 call of a student in need at the residence hall. After providing aid, officers transported the student to a hospital. The university announced on Monday that the 19-year-old student died. The Interfraternity Council and all chapter organizations under the council are now suspending following the incident. New government data shows almost 70,000 migrant children have been held in the U.S. government custody over the past year. The number of children being detained in the U.S. is more than any other nation, according to the United Nations researchers. While some children are deported back to their home countries and others find a home in the U.S., there are still around 4,000 children in governmental custody. In Canada, only 155 children were detained within the last year, and in the United Kingdom, 42 migrant children were held in shelters in 2017, according to officials in those countries.
A woman selling churros in New York City subway station was handcuffed and had her cart confiscated. Sophia Newman, a bystander, recorded the incident, which caused an outrage on Twitter. In a response tweet, the NYPD Chief of Transit, Edward De La Torre, responded to the video, stating the woman was not arrested and was only handcuffed because she refused to comply. According to police, the lady, who was only referred to as Elsa, has received 10 summons in the last 6 months.
Former President Jimmy Carter was hospitalized on Monday for brain surgery due to recent falls. The procedure was performed to relieve pressure on his brain for a subdural hematoma. Carter, 95, had 3 serious falls this year. The former president will remain in the hospital until released.
Straight ahead, a 13-year-old who survived an ambush in Mexico speaks out about what happened that day. That story in less than a minute.
A special message from 2009. 10 years later, the receiver surprised with a response.
Great temperatures to happen this week. Stay tuned for the full forecast. Those details later in the newscast. You're watching UTRGV TV News.
Sophie's eating a tuna sandwich, and her meeting just got moved up to now. So she tries new Listerine Ready tabs. She's chewing that tiny tab, which turns into a swish of liquid. She's swishing away, which feels a little like, what? Unleash the clean feel of Listerine. Anytime, anywhere. Sophie girl, you are ready. Introducing new Listerine Ready tabs. Bring out the bold.
I'm always going to be a maker, and I think a company is the coolest thing you can build. I'm Adam, and I make robots. You never know when inspiration's going to strike, so I take my Surface Pro everywhere. Part of an entrepreneur's job is to get stuff done. I like to do like 4 things at once. The new Surface Pro can handle all of my programs. I can paint, I can mold, I can code. I have it on all the time. It's fantastic. We get to build toys for kids and change the world. It's a big deal.
Welcome back. A teen survivor is speaking out for the first time about the horrors he witnessed during an ambush in Mexico.
Genesis is here with us in the studio with more details.
Walking off miles was if there was anybody else out there trying to shoot me or following me.
A U.S. citizen was attacked by a shark off the coast of Mexico on Monday. A 23-year-old whose name has not been released was diving in Magdalena Bay off the coast of Baja California Sur in northwest Mexico when a shark chomped down on his right forearm. The man managed to swim back to his boat and call for help. He was taken to the port of San Carlos and was transported to a local hospital for treatment. According to the Mexican Navy, the man's wounds are not considered life-threatening. U.S. Navy submarine USS Grayback has been found in Okinawa, Japan after it went missing 75 years ago when it sailed out for combat patrol. The Grayback was discovered in June after an amateur researcher in Japan detected a mistake in the latitude and longitude of where the submarine was originally thought to have sunk. With the new information, private explorers located the wreck of the Grayback under 1,400 feet of water. According to the Navy, the submarine was one of the most successful in World War II, sinking 14 ships. Coming up in minutes, a special message 10 years later, the receiver's reaction coming up.
Back with the full newscast coming up. Stay with us.
At King's Hawaiian, we believe the world would be a happier place if we just fired up the grill more often. Because when you're at the grill, odds are you're with family and friends, and sharing great food and laughter is what makes life sweet. With our delicious hamburger and hot dog buns, sharing never tasted so good. Enjoy irresistible King's Hawaiian hamburger and hot dog buns.
I'm Clay Thompson, and I'm built with chocolate milk. Nutrients to refuel, natural protein to rebuild, backed by science.
Take a look at the maps. Today we will have mid-80s during the day, mid-60s in the night. Tomorrow 84 with high winds, 85 on Saturday. On Thursday, 84 on Friday, 75 on Saturday, and we stick around the same temperatures on Sunday as well. Partly cloudy, sunny skies for the rest of the week. That wraps up your 7-day forecast. Salma, Greg, back to you.
A special message from 10 years ago details straight ahead.
Relationship's just kind of boring.
You're not alone. I used to have a limited selection of shows on demand, and let me tell you, it got very boring. I got DirecTV last week, and they have more than 50,000 titles to choose from.
But what about my problems?
Classic narcissist.
What was that?
Nothing.
TV without 50,000 titles on demand is just kind of TV. Get DirecTV to get a $200 reward card. Don't just kind of TV, DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Things just weren't going my way. My girlfriend didn't want to come over anymore. No matter how often I cleaned my litter box, it still smelled. But then she suggested Arm & Hammer Clump & Seal. It absorbs, seals, and destroys odor on contact. It was the change I needed. Thanks to Clump & Seal, litter box odor is no longer an issue. And I'm getting my confidence back. Arm & Hammer. More power to you.
Ten years after sending a message in a bottle, Suffolk University sophomore Max Vanderbroek was shocked when his parents told him that someone replied to the letter he tossed in the ocean. He wrote the letter on August 21st, 2010, and threw it in the ocean off the coast of Long Beach in Rockport, Massachusetts. Vanderbroek received a response on October 10th, 2019. The letter landed in southern France and even had an address, so the college sophomore could reply to the responder.
Now before we go, let's get one last look at the forecast. Today we will have mid-80s during the day, mid-60s in the night. Tomorrow 84 with high winds, 85 on Thursday, 84 on Friday, 75 on Saturday, and we stick around the same temperatures on Sunday as well. Partly cloudy, sunny skies for the rest of the week. That wraps up your 7-day forecast. Salma, Greg, back to you.
Some great weather this week. Thank you, Brianna. And thank you for watching us today.
Make sure to follow UTRGV TV on Facebook and Instagram.
And be sure to download our UTRGV TV weather app.
Thanks for watching. Until next time.